everyone, it's me, Traveler Lily, here back with another YouTube video here on my channel. This time I will be reviewing Nightshade by Andrew Creamer. It is the first book in the Nightshade series that Andrew Creamer has written so far. There's Nightshade, Wolfsbane, and Blood Rose as the first three books in the series, and then there's Snake Root as the fourth installment in her series. And then she's also written a prequel, I guess you could say duology, that's set in the same world as Nightshade, called Rift and Rise, which takes place hundreds of years before the events of Nightshade does, and yeah. So Nightshade is about this girl named Kala, who is basically a guardian, which is essentially their way of saying werewolf, and stuff. And Kala is the alpha female that is basically meant to quote unquote mate with the alpha male named Ren, who she's promised to be married to and basically help run the new pack in Colorado, which basically is the setting of where the series takes place is in Colorado. And so basically what happens is when Kala, I believe, is out patrolling, and she ends up rescuing this boy named Shay, who is attacked by a bear, and basically she thought she would never see him again after, she rescues him from the bear attack. But she does end up seeing him again when he ends up transferring to her school, and from there things just take a wild turn. So yeah, basically it's quite interesting because at the time I really enjoyed this book, because when I read this book and the rest of the series, I would say, like, I think I was around, 7th grade, maybe, somewhere around 9th grade, somewhere between 7th and 9th grade, where I read this series, and I really enjoyed it. But now that I'm older, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much if I reread it again, just because, it's been a while since I read this series and everything and stuff, because I know when I was younger and I had, done Booktube, if I had, had a Booktube channel, I probably would have given this a 5 out of 5 stars, but now that I'm older, I definitely probably would have given it at least maybe, I don't know, like a 3.5, maybe 4 star, I don't know, but, so yeah, I mean, I've kind of heard, I guess, mixed reviews about this series, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know really a lot of people who have read this series or even have heard of this series, because it's not as popular, I guess you could say, as it once was at the time, and stuff, because this book series came out I would say 5 years ago. So, yeah, so it definitely was around the time where vampires and werewolves were really the big craze back then, because it was around the time, obviously when Twilight and all that had happened. So, yeah, so you could definitely say it was popular at the time, when girls were really big into vampires and werewolves, and stuff. So anyway, yeah, I definitely I definitely still remember bits and pieces of the storyline and stuff. And I don't know. At the time, I really enjoyed it. It's definitely one of the few series that I remember reading in middle school and early high school. So yeah. Anyway, the main characters are Kala, Ren, Shay, Bryn, and then a few other characters, which I forgot the names too. But anyway, yeah. Basically, what happens is that one of the many tropes, aside from like the whole a human finds out that, oh yeah, this world never existed kind of trope, and you know, and stuff, and they end up having like relationship. It's the whole love triangle between Ren, Shay, and Kala, where both boys are basically, you could say, fighting over her, because like I said, Kala is promised to Ren throughout this entire book. You basically see Kala saying to Shay that they can never be together or anything like that, and her just trying to deny the fact that she has feelings for Shay, and just having to choose between Ren and Shay, because she basically knows when she turns 18, she has to marry Ren, and basically, you know, have children with him. It's basically a arranged marriage set in a more modern world. So anyway, yeah, basically the Guardians, werewolves, kind of keep the distance away from humans, so they don't like interact with any like humans apart from Shay, and maybe like the Searchers, which are basically I think the enemy. I'm not really sure. Like I said, it's been a while since I read this book. Like I don't know if like they said the enemy or not, but yeah. So apart from like Kala having to take over the new pack along with Wen, there is the enemy. I believe they're called the Searchers, and stuff. You know, basically, you know, fighting with them and stuff, because there's like this war that takes place over hundreds of years between them and the Searchers, and there's all these like different laws and stuff that the Guardians have to follow. Like they can't go within like this cave up in the mountains for whatever reason, and there's like this giant spider that like guards the cave, and then there's like this book that they can't even read for whatever reason, and there's like this whole other stuff that you find out later within the series and within the prequel duology Rift and Rise that you didn't even know about at all, that you discover of why it's all forbidden and everything, and it just really shows how much Kala didn't really know about the history, and what the history that she learned is all wrong, because within the series, Shay and Kala discover that the history Kala grew up with and the history that she's been telling Shay is all wrong, because I guess they've been lied to, you know, and it goes in more detail within the series and within Rift and Rise and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, like, looking back on it, I just found Kala a little annoying, because like she constantly kept saying to Shay and throughout the book that she has to, you know, marry Ren, she has to take over the pack with him, and she kept constantly trying to deny it, and it's like, okay, we get it, you can't be with this guy, it's forbidden, we get it, you don't need to express it over and over again that it's forbidden. I mean, we get it. You're supposed to be promised to this guy who's supposed to be like the hottest guy in school. You get it. He's a dreamboat. So, anyway, yeah, and then there's Shay, who, I don't know, I just find him, like, a little more tolerable than Kala, just because, you know, he, you know, doesn't really know what's going on, you know, he has so many questions, you know, he's just confused because he didn't know that the gardens existed, or, any of the history or anything that went on within basically Colorado or anything. Like, he doesn't know. And basically, you learn later in the book he's been lied to about who his uncle really is, because it turns out his uncle, who practically raised him since he was a baby, wasn't really his uncle. So, at all. And the fact that, you know, of course, his parents died when he was really young, and he was raised by a person who claimed to be his uncle, but wasn't his uncle at all, so it was odd. So, yeah, anyway, it's just, I don't know, like, I don't know, it's just really weird, because, like, you would think, you know, Shay would have at least figured out some of the history by this point, you know, within, like, the libraries and stuff. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, and then there's Ren, who we constantly, who we constantly get mention of as being, like, this super hot, you know, guy who's basically every girl's, you know, dream guy, and who basically, all the girls, well, almost all the girls want to date, you know, and stuff, and he's just this total dreamboat of a guy. But you also discover that Ren is also, I guess you could say, a little possessive of Kala, due to the fact, you know, that they're all promised, and he keeps calling her Lily, throughout the book, and stuff, which Kala hates, being called Lily, despite the fact that, you know, there is a flower called Calla Lily, and you know, so yeah, anyway, yeah, like, I don't know, like, you don't really see much of his character and stuff. I mean, the only times you get to see him is when he's around Kala, and he's, you know, flirting with her, and he's being slightly possessive, and, you know, he's doing all this stuff for the people that they have to take orders from and stuff. So, yeah, you don't really get to see much of his character and what he's really like, I guess. I mean, yeah, you can tell that he's caring towards her and everything, but he's also, like I said, a little possessive of Kala because he loves her, you know, and stuff, and he's known her since they were kids, so I guess you could say he's the jealous type, I guess, but, so yeah. Anyway, the second couple that we mostly get to see throughout the series is between Kala's brother, Axnol? I think that's how you say his name, Axnol, not sure how you would pronounce the name, and Kala's best friend, Bryn, and I don't know, like, to me personally, like, the relationship between Bryn and Kala's brother, it just seemed, I don't know, a little bit forced, just because, like, you were given, like, really no hint, aside from, Kala's brother, like, I believe blushing, that he even remotely liked her, that he even remotely liked Bryn, and that, I believe, and that was really about it, throughout the series. You don't really get any sign of, like, Bryn ever liking, Kala's brother at all, and you don't really get to see the development between Bryn and Kala's brother, Axnol. So, you don't really get to see of how it really came to be formed as a relationship between them, you know, as boyfriend and girlfriend, so it's like really weird. And just, I don't know, to me personally, it just seemed a little forced, just because I guess they just wanted another couple that you could, I guess, root for, you know, to be together, you know, aside from the relationship between Kala, Shay, and Ren, so, yeah, anyway, yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about this, without going into too much detail, so, yeah, like, I don't know, like, there's just, I just don't remember a lot of it. I know there's probably a few plot holes and stuff that I know that I probably left unanswered and stuff. Like I said, it's been a while since I read this book, but I decided to review it just for the heck of it. So, yeah, anyway, I know a lot of people are probably thinking, this is, like, I have the announcement right here at the end. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, oh yeah, my real name is Lily and stuff, because my YouTube name is Traveler Lily. My real name is not Lily at all. It's just my YouTube name is Lily. Is Traveler Lily. My real name is Cali, like Cali the state. Like California, you know. The state. Like, I mean, my name isn't California. I mean, it's Cali, you know, like, short for California. It's Cali. Not Lily. So I can see how a lot of people would be confused by that. By my YouTube name being Traveler Lily, because it has Lily in the name, so I can see how you would think, oh yeah, my real name is Lily, but my real name is Callie, not Lily, is what I'm trying to say. I know it's confusing, but yeah, I did an update video, like, over, I think, a year ago, that I changed my YouTube name to Traveler Lily, because before I had Traveler Lily as my YouTube name, I had my real name as my YouTube name. And so, yeah, I can see how people now would think, oh yeah, my name is Lily, just by the YouTube name, but yeah, my real name is not Lily, it is Callie. So, yeah, I just went by a false name there just to, you know, for the heck of it, so, yeah, anyway, I just want to clear that up before people go and type in my name is Lily and stuff in the comments. So yeah, my name is not Lily, it's Callie. So yeah. So I guess that's the end of this book review. So I guess I'll see you guys next time in the next video, and yeah. Hope you enjoyed it, and I just thought filming it from this bookshelf would be something new. So yeah. Bye, guys.